Ladies, let me tell you something. Men are wired to chase. The moment you stop chasing, they start noticing. You see, men are naturally drawn to what they feel they can't fully have. And the most powerful woman in a man's life, she's the one who knows how to detach. Now, I ain't saying you got to be cold, rude, or play games. No, that's not it. But when you carry yourself like you're whole, with or without him, that's when he values you the most. Confidence is magnetic. A woman who knows her worth doesn't beg, doesn't plead, and doesn't wait around for a man to decide if she's valuable enough. She already knows she is. That kind of confidence is what makes a man take notice. When a woman is truly confident, she moves differently. She walks into a room like she belongs there. She speaks with certainty. She doesn't shrink herself to make a man comfortable. She's not sitting by the phone waiting for him to call. She's out there living her best life. And trust me, men respect that. They admire it. Because confidence isn't something you can fake. It's something you carry in the way you handle yourself. A man might be used to women bending over backward for his attention, but when he meets a woman who doesn't, that's when she stands out. He's going to wonder why she's not trying so hard. He's going to question what makes her so different. And in that questioning, he becomes intrigued. When you don't make a man the center of your universe, he starts wanting to be a part of yours. That's how the game works. A man values what he earns. If it's given too easily, he takes it for granted. Detachment creates desire. Have you ever noticed how the moment you stop caring so much, people start paying more attention? It's because energy doesn't lie. When you're desperate, when you're clinging, when you're constantly available, that energy pushes people away. But when you're secure, when you're living your own life, when you've got your own thing going on, that energy pulls people in. Think about a time when you were too available for a man. Maybe you answered every text the second it came in. Maybe you rearranged your plans just to see him. Maybe you put your needs aside because you were afraid of losing him. And what happened? Did he appreciate it, or did he start to pull away? See, when a woman is always there, always giving, always waiting, a man doesn't have to work for her attention. He knows she'll always be around. There's no urgency, there's no excitement, there's no mystery. But when a woman is detached, when she's got her own priorities, when she's not sitting around waiting for a man to decide if he wants her, that's when he starts thinking about her more. Men don't want what's easy, they want what's valuable. And what's valuable? A woman who respects herself enough to walk away when she's not being treated right. A woman who knows her life doesn't begin and end with a man's presence. A woman who chooses herself first. Detachment protects your heart. The truth is, not every man you meet is going to be the one. Some are there to waste your time, some are there to teach you a lesson, and some just aren't ready for the kind of love you have to give. But when you're detached, you don't get caught up in trying to force something that isn't meant to be. You don't ignore red flags because you're afraid of being alone. You don't settle for breadcrumbs when you deserve the whole meal. When you detach, you see things clearly. You're not blinded by what you wish a man could be. You see him for who he is. You see how he treats you. You see whether his words match his actions. And when they don't, you don't make excuses. You don't beg for more. You walk away because you know your worth. Too many women stay in situations that don't serve them because they're afraid of letting go. But let me tell you something. Holding on to something that isn't right is way more painful than walking away. A man will show you who he is early on. If he's inconsistent now, he'll be inconsistent later. If he disrespects you now, he'll disrespect you later. If he doesn't prioritize you now, he won't do it later. Attachment gives you the strength to see the truth and act on it. When you detach, you don't take things personally. If a man doesn't text back, you don't sit there overanalyze it. You move on. If a man plays games, you don't entertain it. You walk away. If a man doesn't appreciate you, you don't try harder, you let him go. Because a high-value woman doesn't chase, she attracts. Men can't resist a woman who knows her worth. They can't resist a woman who values herself enough to walk away when she's not getting what she deserves. They can't resist a woman who isn't afraid to be alone, because that's the kind of woman who makes them step up. That's the kind of woman who commands respect. And that's the kind of woman who ends up with the right man, the one who sees her worth from the start. Have you ever noticed how the moment you stop caring so much, people start paying more attention? It's not a coincidence, it's human nature. When you pull back, when you focus on yourself instead of obsessing over someone else, that's when they start coming around. The reason for this is simple. Energy doesn't lie. Desperation is loud. It pushes people away. But confidence, independence, that kind of energy pulls people in. Men especially are wired to chase. They thrive on pursuit, on earning something valuable. But when something comes too easily, they take it for granted. If you're always available, if you're always the one initiating, if you're always putting in all the effort, he has no reason to put in any effort himself. But when you detach, when you show him that you're just as fine with or without him, that's when he starts noticing you more. Think about it. When was the last time you heard a man talk about how exciting it was to have a woman who was always available, always calling, always waiting for him? You haven't. Because that's not how men operate. They appreciate what they have to work for. That's why men love their careers, their businesses, their ambitions, because they had to build it. They had to put in the work. They had to earn it. And when a man has to earn something, he values it more. A woman who is detached, who isn't clinging to a man's every move, is intriguing. She's mysterious. She's unpredictable in a way that keeps a man's interest alive. And that's what makes her irresistible. She doesn't revolve her world around him. She has her own life, her own passions, her own goals. And that kind of woman is unforgettable. Imagine this. You're dating a man, and every time he texts you, respond within seconds. He calls, and you drop everything to answer. He wants to see you, and you cancel your plans to be with him. In the beginning, he might appreciate the attention, but over time, it loses its excitement. Why? Because he knows you'll always be there. There's no urgency, no challenge, no need for him to make an effort. Now picture this instead. You take your time to respond to his text because you're genuinely busy living your life. He calls, and sometimes you don't pick up right away because you're handling your business. He asks to see you, but you already have plans, so you let him know when you're available instead. What happens? He starts wondering about you. He starts missing you. He starts making more of an effort because suddenly your time is valuable. And when your time is valuable, you become valuable in his eyes. Men don't fall for women who chase them. They fall for women who give them space to chase. And the moment you stop chasing is the moment he starts realizing your worth, because now he's not sure if he has you. And that uncertainty is what makes him want you more. Some women think that being detached means playing games, but that's not it. It's not about manipulation. It's about knowing your value and acting accordingly. It's about understanding that a man should never be your entire world. He should just be a part of it. When a man senses that a woman is perfectly fine on her own, it sparks something inside him. It makes him want to be around her more. It makes him want to earn a place in her life. Have you ever wondered why some women always seem to have men chasing them while others struggle to keep a man interested? It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's about energy. The women who attract men effortlessly are the ones who understand the power of detachment. They don't give their energy away freely. They don't overinvest in a man who hasn't proven himself. They let men work for their time and attention. And that's exactly why men keep coming back. A man values a woman who doesn't need him, not in a way that makes him feel useless, but in a way that makes him realize she's a prize. Because when a woman doesn't need a man, but chooses him, that's when he knows she's special. That's when he starts stepping up. That's when he puts in the effort to keep her. There's a reason why men respect women who have boundaries, because those boundaries show self-respect. When a woman gives everything too soon, her time, her energy, her emotions, it tells a man that she's not hard to get. And if she's not hard to get, then in his mind, she's not hard to lose either. But when a woman values herself enough to set limits, to make a man work for her attention, to walk away when she's not treated right, that's when she stands out. Men crave what they can't fully have. They are drawn to the thrill of the chase. And that's why detachment is so powerful. Because when a woman is detached, she's not chasing, she's attracting. She's not desperate, she's desirable. She's not waiting, she's choosing. Think about a woman you know who always has men interested in her. She's probably not the one texting first all the time. She's probably not the one bending over backward to make a man like her. She's probably not the one putting in all the work. No, she's the one who keeps men wondering. She's the one who men make plans for. She's the one who knows her worth and never settles for less. That's what detachment does. It shifts the dynamic. It puts you in a position where men have to step up instead of you stepping down. It makes them put in effort instead of you doing all the work. It forces them to value you instead of taking you for granted. So if you've been giving too much, if you've been overextending yourself, if you've been making a man your priority while he treats you like an option, it's time to detach. It's time to shift your focus back to yourself. It's time to remember that your value doesn't come from a man's attention. It comes from within. And the moment you truly embrace that, the moment you start living your life for yourself instead of waiting for a man to notice you, that's when everything changes. Because now, instead of you chasing, you're the one being chased. Instead of you giving all your energy